Did you know, if you collect trading cards, let's say Pokémon or Magic cards, in any serious capacity, you're already doing the work of a librarian? Because you've probably heard it 100 times before. You need special types of binders or card holders to store your cards for long-term preservation, specifically acid-free and non-PVC storage options. You may have some of these old things lying around, and if you were to go find them, it'd probably look very much like mine does now. Basically, crumbling into pieces. The plastic is sticky and gross, and my precious Pokemon cards have been sitting here all these years soaking up all that nasty stuff. Now, why did I start this video talking about Pokemon cards? Well, in the realm of game preservation, there's a very special type of item that lots of us may still have but don't know exactly where to put. Those would be game manuals from old game boxes, like from the Game Boy or Super Nintendo era. It's unlikely at 10 years old you were thinking much about keeping that box. You just wanted the game inside to be in your Nintendo as fast as possible. What if I were to tell you these manuals, along with Pokemon cards, can be preserved very much in the same way that we protect fragile documents in special collections or archives? Acid and PVC-free storage options remove the danger of chemical changes going on behind your back. Evidence of this is when old plastic sleeves yellow or erode over time. Those old cases we were shoving Pokemon cards in were not made with these concerns in mind. This is why you might find the sleeves inside to have yellowed or started to crumble. Some of your cards may have actually started to stick to the plastic. I mean, listen to this. Acid-free may be a marketing term that every company producing those card binders uses, and you should absolutely do your research before buying storage for items you consider valuable. But it truly does make a difference. Proper storage greatly extends the lifespan of whatever you're storing. Libraries use acid-free options pretty much universally, and if you're willing to splurge a little bit, there are trusted vendors in the profession that provide extremely high-quality storage options. Now, we're kind of at a crossroads here, because some of you are probably thinking, what about all those paper ephemera and manuals in my plastic game cases? Are they okay? My answer, perhaps disappointingly, is probably, maybe. I've never had my paper items in plastic cases erode, especially cases that have been taken care of, kept clean, and stored neatly. Games I've had for over 20 years still look in mint condition. I'm sure there's someone out there typing furiously in the comments now that this is wrong, and you should remove all your manuals and store them in a vault. And you know what? I don't think they're wrong either. Personal game preservation is about how you want it, about how you want your games to look, and where you want to store them, and how much money you want to spend on making sure they're safe. The whole idea behind this series is that you can preserve your own games cheaply and in spaces that fit in your life. Some people might think this is going overboard for a bunch of old manuals, and that maybe I should just shove them in a drawer or some nondescript box somewhere and leave it at that. But these things aren't being made anymore. When was the last time a game you physically bought had a manual inside? There are reasons for this. Less packaging means less resources are being used to produce games, and in the wide world of being eco-friendly, this is likely a win, even if I'm pretty sure game companies aren't really thinking of that, and instead just trying to save pennies. But we grew up with video games. We have nostalgia and love for how things used to be, even if we recognize that they can't and won't go back. We can accept how things are now, while ensuring the past stays preserved, either for our own personal joy, or to share history with our kids, or someone else's kids, or whoever down the line. Remember those old Zelda manuals for the first games on the NES? It wasn't just about learning how to play. They had game lore, and the names of monsters and bad guys. Remember when the old Elder Scrolls or GTA games used to come with usable maps, and you didn't need to pay extra for a collector's edition for them? The days of that are over, but I'll be damned if I let them be forgotten. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble, and thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. I don't have the proper words to express how happy I am, so I'll just say give the video a like, and the channel will follow if you enjoyed the video. Much love, and I hope to see you on the next one.